Shalom is Brother Yashimazakar from the Israelite Report, IsraeliteReport.com. Upon my watch, all praises are definitely due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi. Peace and blessings to all the brothers spread across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth and sincerity, those that truly believe and want to get the hell up out of here, because if you truly believe, you most definitely want to get the hell up out of here. I'm going to start off with Amos 8 and 11. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, power, Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east, and they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it." And that's the times that we're heading into right now. Because as of right now, you can see the Illuminati. Yeah, I said Illuminati. Fuck them. The powers that be, these J-ish people who control the current sitting president of the United States. And they're running a major censorship program. And I guarantee it, there at some point, they're going to shut down this whole, what they call the Black Hebrew Israelites, as far as uploading YouTube videos and anywhere. Because most of my audience is coming from Spotify and Apple Podcasts and different places. But at some point, they're going to clip this shit. That's coming. Okay? You can expect it in the very near future. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. The doors of mercy are closing. They're closing real fast. Now, I'm going to play this clip from your president, your compromised J-ish bootlicking President Trump, who is now, his administration, they're looking to deem anyone that speaks out against the government as a terrorist threat. And they're pushing for mass censorship throughout this country. And in this clip, you'll hear them, this particular person, speak on the fact that anybody that's going to speak out against the government, it's pretty much going to be called Antifa. And Antifa is usually it's considered a left-wing group, a far-left group. And Antifa, they're supposed to stand for anti-fascist, but they've been known to set police cars on fire. If you were to go back to 2020, they did a lot of protesting and rioting and shit like that, because there's a lot of agent provocateurs, and you have some unknowing individuals in that movement. They don't even know what's going on, and they're getting caught up in that. But Trump is labeling anyone that goes against his administration and their agenda, lumping them up and calling them Antifa. And that's going to be the theme for today's show. The lumping of Israelites into all of these different groups, organizations, anti-government movements, because I can see Esau's play from a mile away. So I'm going to go ahead and get this clip right quick.
So we have some very disturbing news coming out of the Trump administration. As many of you know, Donald Trump yesterday declared Antifa in an executive order as being a terrorist organization. Along with that, there is guidance for federal law enforcement, and it is trickling down to even your local law enforcement, that this includes people that are obstructing federal authorities from performing their duties. Now, obstruction could mean anything from simply recording them, yelling at them, protesting them, or even giving advice to those who are being taken out of their car and put into unmarked car by a bunch of masked men. Just simply saying that you have the right to have an attorney, or trying to ask the so-called ICE officers their names and IDs and what department of government they work for. All of this could be construed as obstruction, and therefore any obstruction of federal law enforcement will be basically deeming you as Antifa and therefore a terrorist, and therefore you are facing decades in prison. It is getting real, guys. Freedom of speech is definitely under attack, and so is our freedoms and our country.
Now, Loomer, who I constantly follow on X, constantly, because she's like a trigger point. She shows me where the Trump administration is going, because I know Trump is controlled by the small hats. This is what she wrote. We will have another 9/11 in our country probably within the next 6 months to a year. And when we do, it will be because the people who have been put in charge of combating terrorism in America are too afraid to say Islamic terrorism. Don't say I didn't warn you. So again, she constantly puts this out. Loomer is like, I don't know how to say this. She's not a part of the Trump administration per se, but she's like a low-key handler of Trump. Like a low-level handler. And something I've been stressing for a very long time now is that what the elites, the powers that be, are looking to do is put the Israelites in the same category as Islamic terrorists. Islam has already been deemed as a terrorist threat to the to the United States, but the whole entire Western civilization, as Esau would say it, right? And what a lot of brothers don't see it. Some do, some don't. See, your average everyday fucking cracker, your fucking piece of shit white boy, or your dog fucking white woman, they're stupid. And I get on Jake a lot. And yeah, Jake is retarded. But I can say the same thing about your average everyday Edomite. They're fucking retarded too. Remember 9/11? Those fucking crackers thought every Muslim was Osama bin Laden. That's how they looked at it. I remember that shit. They used to call them towel heads. And he went crazy with that shit. So I would say their plan, their goal is to lump the Israelites with Islam because they know that the average lower class Edomite is a fucking retard that sits and watch Fox News all day. All they have to do is lump us up with Islam. And the fucking average, everyday, stupid-ass Edomite white boy cracker, he won't know the difference between an Israelite and a Muslim. To him, it's all Islamic terrorism. This is the play that they're running. I can see this shit from a mile away. I know what they're about to do. From, this is another one from X, from Concerned Citizen, former CIA intelligence expert says the terrorists are already here in America. And notice this theme, already here. When they start talking like this, you need to, excuse my language, I was about to curse again. You need to pay attention. Again, he says, former CIA intelligence expert says the terrorists are already here in America, and the plan is now operational. I saw the clip of this former CIA intelligence expert, as they say. And that's pretty much, what she said, so I won't waste time playing it. But this is, this is what they're pushing out there. This is what they're pumping, is Islamic terrorism. And the average Israelite that is not on their watch and do not understand this devil, Esau, the way he works and how he moves, right? How deceitful he is. They don't get it. They'll see something like this and say, well, they're going against the Muslims. What they got to do with us? We're Israelites. Okay, nigga. Do you know that the crackers, the white folk, the fucking Edomites, they see you Israelites as Muslims? That sounds stupid, right? To us, that sounds fucking retarded. But to them, that sounds about right to them. Former CIA intelligence expert, and I saw it, so I know she exists. It's a woman. Former CIA intelligence expert says the terrorists are already here. Now, remember, I just read the post from Laura Loomer saying the same thing. They're already here. They're already here in America, and the plan is now operational. Military terms, operational. When I went in the Air Force, when I went into boot camp, they had, you were a trainee, And then when you graduated, you went to your specific, what they call technical school, to get learned on your profession, whatever field you were in. And then they had something called they called it the Operational Air Force, meaning now is go time. So when they say it's now operational, meaning that these terrorist cells are now in operation, meaning we're past the point of them being here, learning and studying the American way of life and blending in with the crowd. Now they're ready to go operational with their terrorist attacks. That's what that means. And it says here in the quote, there will be a very large attack on U.S. homeland. Notice Lord Loomer and this other woman who was a CIA intelligence expert, as they say, they're both saying the same thing. Lord Loomer said there will be another 9/11 in our country. And she's saying within the next 6 months to a year. This CIA intelligence expert is saying there will be a very large attack on U.S. homeland. And then it goes on to say, the time for this will shortly be here to assist implementation of what's to come next. I want to get this in Psalms 91 and 8. It says, only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. And this, again, this is going back to believing in the name of the Lord and his only begotten Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi. And you're going to have, I'm telling you right now, when this shit pop off, and whether it be the Trump administration or the next administration, I believe it would be the Trump administration, when they find a way to lump the Israelites up with Islamic terrorists or whatever terrorist group that they want to, because it could be another one, whatever group they want to lump the Israelites in or with, you're going to have camp leaders who took the payout, the money from Esau, right? They got paid off by Esau. They're going to have their camps out there marching and protesting in the midst of the storm. In the middle of it. You saw that with Bishop Nathaniel and the IUIC back when Kyrie Irving, whatever he did with the, the text, the Twitter post talking about the Israelites or whatever. I forget what it was now. It's been a while. I believe, was that during the pandemic? But anyway, you had IUIC marching on behalf of Kyrie Irving like a bunch of dumbasses. That's the type of shit that I'm talking about. So when the order comes down, and I believe the Trump administration will do it at some point, when they start labeling the Israelites as some sort of terrorist organization that's in league with Islam, make that make sense. But they'll try to, because that's Esau. It's a crafty devil. Don't be stupid when that happens. Don't be the nigga that's like, I'm going to go out there and preach the word anyway. Don't be a nigger. Use wisdom. Understand this devil. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. So we have to trust and depend on the Lord in that time. These sellout Israelite leaders, they're not gonna tell you that. They're gonna say, follow me. Let's go march out here. ISUPK. No cowards. We ain't cowards. Goddamn military martial law troops swarming through the city, and their dumbasses is out there talking about no cowards. And that might sound fucked up to a lot of you niggers that got this thing with we all need to come together. Fuck that. I'm not coming together with no fucking sellout, man. With no Judas goat. So I can get my fucking black ass decapitated. Because I'm running around talking about no cowards. When you got stormtroopers marching around. Use wisdom. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. And we have to believe that the Lord will do that. The Lord is our protector. He's the Father of spirits. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet, because he hath set his love upon me. Therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. And believe it or not, the name is important. Yahawashi. There's a reason why they try to get rid of that name. Now, a nigga might say, well, brother, you a coward. You scared of the white man? You don't want to step out there and show the white man that you believe in the Lord and you an Israelite? Kwam Yashrala. It's called using wisdom, man. Be wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove. You got to know when it's time, excuse me, Salakia. You got to know when it's time to step in and step out. Don't be a crash out nigger. The Lord isn't dealing with crash outs, man. A nigga might say, well, the Lord said to cry loud, spare not. You know, cry loud. Lift up your voice like a trumpet. Well, that's true. But there's also a time to understand when Jacob's trouble was here and it's time to pull back. And a nigga might say, well, brother, I don't care about no fucking military troops. I'm no cowards. I'm out here. And I'm going to show that where my faith lies. Okay. You know, show me where I'm not supposed to go up against the white man. Well, you know, I'll say this. I'll get 1 Corinthians 6:12. It says, all things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. Not everything. There's a lot of shit you can do, right? According to the law, there's a lot of things you could do, but you don't do it. Like, for example, and this is the quickest, easiest example, you know, stoning a homosexual. Okay. Yeah, that's like lawful. Yeah. But nigga, is you out here running around with a fucking brick in your hand, just going upside a you know, LGBTQ person's head with a brick? No. So if you can use that wisdom, you can use the same wisdom to understand that once they put out this edict, this order labeling the Israelites as terrorists, that ain't the time to be running around marching and shit and protesting, because you will easily get lumped up, caught up with this pro-Palestinian movement, because that's coming back, by the way, if you're not paying attention. And they're going to put you in that anti-Semite category. And right now, the Trump administration is looking to crack down on that. Don't be stupid. Don't be a nigger. Just to prove that you're ultra duper super Hebrew Israelite. Don't be a fucking moron. So if you see that, you know, that agent activity, that weird shit going on, where you got Israelites marching right alongside with the pro-Palestinians, as the IUIC did when they somehow insinuated that they were loosely, I'm trying to watch my words, they were kind of like loosely affiliated with the Nation of Islam, because yes, that's a real thing, that really happened. They were like the Nation of Islam. Those are our brothers. And they for some stupid ass reason, they had the Nation of Islam next to them while they were doing their rally or protest or whatever. Okay? Again, this tie between Islam and the Israelites, you can see Esau is working behind the scenes, pulling the strings, trying to figure out a way to link the Israelites and Islam together, because Islam has already been demonized and called terrorists. All right? So they just, it's right there, man. It's right in front of your face. And if you don't believe me, go look up IUIC and the Nation of Islam. Type it up. I'm pretty sure it should come up if you think I'm lying. Because I know a nigga would be fucking retarded. I'm going to get this also. Acts 5:38. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. Simple. Let them alone. Refrain from these men. Let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. And they're going to get judged. Brutal judgment too. It's going to get nasty. Bishop Nathaniel had his men out there fucking with, what's this guy? Oh, shit, I can't think of his name. Slovakia. Damn. What's the guy? I can't think of his name. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When they did the church blitz. What's this dude's name? I can't think of his name. Is it Geno Jennings? I think it's Geno Jennings. Right? And they got shoes and shit, almost got shot. They got shoes thrown at them. They almost got shot out there. And then they went to Kenya. And that's funny because my woman is from Tanzania. And Tanzania and Kenya is like, they're like real close because they both speak English and Swahili. I thought that shit was hilarious. I know how them Kenyans handled his ass. But anyway, motherfucker, he's so stupid. He went out there to Kenya and they got his ass out there, had people throwing piss bottles at him and shit. I'm sorry. You gotta be a stupid nigga, man. You know, you come up against a foreign government's people. Where you go, I'm sorry, a foreign nation's government. That's what I meant to say. And what did you expect? This is what I'm saying. This is what I mean when look, again. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. But if it be of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahawashi, ye cannot overthrow it, lest haply ye be found even to fight against Yahweh, by Hashem Yahawashi. And the last thing you want to do is find yourself fighting against Yahweh, by Hashem Yahawashi, and his will. Okay? His authority. Don't be going against prophecy, trying to be like Sakari. Okay? And trying to force the Lord's hand like Judas did. In your patience possess ye your souls. And the Lord has an appointed time. The Lord don't move on your time. I want to go ahead and play this clip right here because I thought it was hilarious. And this guy, he looks like an Edomite. I don't know. He could be a Jake, but he looks like an Edomite. But he was pretty much admitting that America is effed. F-U-C-K-E-D. Okay, and I just thought it was funny. Just take a listen to what he got to say.
Well, friends, the words I'm fixing to say are going to sound very defeatist, but I would feel very dishonest if I didn't serve it to you straight, so here we go. Historically speaking, we're fucked. We have failed the group assignment, and we got about 5 hot seconds to save our grade before we have to take the How to Not Fall to Fascism 101 class again. And honestly, even those 5 seconds are being fucking optimistic because no nation has ever fallen this far into fascism without at least 40 years of full-blown bullshit before they got themselves back on track. And since I'm not going to be putting any of my faith in the Democratic Party, I'm not going to stand up here and tell you we going to fix this shit in the midterms. Instead, I'm going to tell you you should arm yourselves and start stocking up on fucking ammo. Learn some self-defense. Get some education on how to hunt, fish, and grow a garden to feed yourselves. Do your level best to build communities with those local to you who share similar beliefs, because believe it or not, shit has hit the fan even if we all still got bills to pay and work to go to tomorrow. Oh, and sorry not sorry if this is spreading fear. You fucking should be scared. We as a nation have fucked around and we are fixing to find out. I know y'all are used to me making these funny and I might go back to the ha-has tomorrow, but today I just felt like everybody needed the hard truth. Now, y'all have a wonderful rest of the evening while you can. Keep the motherfucking boots out of your motherfucking mouth, and remember that the golden rule will always remain, ye all fuck the law. I love y'all. I'll see you down the line.
He is right. America is fucked in more ways than one. You got Trump running around. He had this meeting, I believe it was at the UN, and he basically told all these other countries they're going to hell. That's my nigga, man. One of the reasons why I was so happy to see him get in office, because, you say, which one of these guys out here, that would become president in the U.S. would piss off the other nations so much that they would want to drop bombs on this bitch. And, of course, it's Trump. Okay, even if he's acting, which, I'm going to be honest, I think some of it is an act. And, of course, he's doing what he's told to do by the elites. But then, I think some of it, Trump just don't give a fuck. There's that old saying that 2 things can be true at once. And I've learned that over the years. So all of these nations at the moment hate Babylon. And it's so hilarious because I see people, I do my research. I'm a researcher. So I'm constantly going through social media, try to get I sort out the bots. I can tell who's who. I used to be a podcaster and I used to deal with that type of shit. And I was actually working with a social media group, podcasting / social media group. So I can tell who's who. And I vet the shit out. And it's funny because Americans are on edge because they're like, why is he doing this? Why is he pissing off all of these other countries? Why is he pissing off our allies? He's pissing off your allies because the Lord has a spirit on him. He can't help himself. And what's really messing these Edomites up, especially these liberal Edomites, the educated liberal Edomites, they cannot understand how the F did Trump get back in the White House. The Lord wanted him back in the White House. That's why. His job is to piss off his allies, the allies of the United States of America. That's his job. He's doing his job. Matter of fact, speaking of his allies, I don't know if this is going to come up. From gov meaning government, .uk, it says the UK formally recognizes Palestinian state. So the UK, the Prime Minister of UK, formally recognizes Palestine as a state. Says the UK has formally recognized Palestine to protect the viability of a two-state solution and create a path towards lasting peace. Remember, peace and safety, then comes sudden destruction, right? And create a path towards lasting peace for the Israeli and Palestinian people. And this is a I don't want to go through all of this, but it says in a statement this afternoon, the Prime Minister was clear. This decision is not about Hamas. They are a brutal terrorist organization that wants to see Israel destroyed. Israel and Palestine living side by side in peace with recognized borders is the exact opposite of their hateful vision. Here's the problem. That's not what Netanyahu wants. Okay? That is not what Netanyahu wants. Netanyahu wants war. So the UK and American allies are recognizing Palestine as a formal state, and that's a problem with the small hatters, the Israelis, the J-ish people, because they have something called Greater Israel that they want to implement. They want all of that region. They want to take all of it. And you've seen Trump talking about the Gaza Strip and what he's going to do, and it's going to be the next Las Vegas and all of that. Now, you got to remember, most American politicians have been blackmailed by Israel. That's what the Epstein thing is all about, right? But that's just Epstein is a small part of this. Israel has been blackmailing these politicians for decades. And Trump is just, the latest one, but they're all blackmailed by Israel. Right? So Israel owns America. I'm talking about the small hatters, the state of Israel. They own America through blackmail. Now, why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because what this is going to lead into, when that guy said we're fucked, he's not lying. America, they're fucked, okay? Those that believe in this system and trust in America, woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help, they're fucked because America, the politicians in the United States of America, they have to follow and do the bidding of Israel because they're all blackmailed, whether it's money, sex, the heinous sex acts, or whatever it is, whatever perversion it may be, they're all blackmailed. So this is going to draw either even further divide because Trump is 100% behind the state of Israel. The UK and these other European nations or countries recognizing Palestine, formally recognizing Palestine, is a problem because that's not what Benjamin Netanyahu is calling for. He's calling for a greater Israel. He wants to completely destroy, get rid of those people and take that whole area over. I believe there's like a map that shows all of the land mass that they plan on taking. So Trump has to follow through with that. Okay? Jeremiah 50, I had to get it. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Babylon, and his purposes, that he have purpose against the land of the Chaldeans. And you're looking at the modern day Chaldeans, modern day Egyptians, modern day Sodom, right? Modern day Babylon. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, and Amalek, these small hatters, being the least of the flock, are drawing Babylon into war. And don't forget, Putin has beef with the state of Israel as well. So this guy's whole thing in the clip was, stock up on food, learn how to shoot, learn how to, basically live off grid. And that's that's fine and dandy. That's cool. That's cool and all. But the living off grid is not going to stop those missiles from coming. If you're not of the elect, and unless you escape by way of the chariots beaming you up, you're just going to be destroyed here on this side. Okay? I'll get Revelation 6:14. It says, "And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places, and the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men." And remember, a lot of these rich celebrities are now building these bunkers, or they've been building these bunkers, these underground bunkers. Well, what are they doing that for? They're trying to escape judgment. They know the society is collapsing. They know the economy is going to collapse. They know World War III is coming. They know there's going to be civil war, uprisings of the people. They know this is coming. And the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, because really this is the Lord's judgment that's about to come down. So yeah, this guy's talking about, get out there and learn how to shoot and hunt and basically live off the grid. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Being more self-sufficient. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But you best believe, matter of fact, damn, I don't mean to go on a tangent or, prolong this, but my woman got me watching this series, The Walking Dead. I never watched this shit before. As long as it's been out, I never watched it, and I'm late to it. But she's, for whatever reason, I don't know why. My woman has this thing, and I don't know why. There's no answer. But she has this thing for zombie movies, right? I don't know why. She loves zombie movies. So when I get a chance, I sit down and watch the shit with her. I put her on to the damn Walking to the Walking Dead series. And so she's locked in. So I sit down and watch the shit with her when I get a chance. And people were killing. Hey, look, it didn't matter whether you were a zombie or you were, a person that hadn't been bitten and turned into a zombie yet. If you threatened their way of living, they would shoot your ass, they'd kill your ass. It was survival of the fittest. And that's exactly how it's going to be in the very near future. That's why these elites are building these bunkers. Their plan is to completely collapse and destroy what you see now, and then they go down into their goddamn bunker and wait for all hell to break loose. When the smoke cleared, then they'll come back up sometime. That's their thought, their inward thought. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. They really think like that. But it says, said it hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. Because Yahawashi is coming back, man, and he's coming back for vengeance. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Only the men of the Lord, his elect. So while I agree with what he was saying, it's, hey, learning how to hunt. If you're a city boy, and you never went fishing, you learn how to fish. All these things are good. But what's coming? Going back to the Walking Dead, when the shit hits the fan, they're gonna be coming for you. You got all of these, these homes and these little off-grid areas. They're gonna be coming for you. They're gonna be seeking a place of refuge and food. And you're going to have to deal with that. Plus, the microchip, World War III. All right? Because Trump is completely pissed off NATO and the EU. Like I said, he went to the UN and was talking shit. And he's been talking shit about NATO for a long time. He just told Zelensky that, well, he didn't say it to Zelensky, right, directly, but a reporter asked him, should NATO shoot down a Russian aircraft if it's in a NATO airspace? And Trump said, yeah, they should go ahead and do that. Or they can go ahead and do that. So he's like on TV giving them permission to strike Russia. While at the same time, he's shitting on NATO countries and U.S. allies. Okay? So he's pretty much put America in a space where they've isolated themselves as just America and Israel. And American people hate Israel right now. They're blaming Israel for what happened to Charlie Kirk. Okay? So this is the God that I believe will bring my thought, my opinion, I believe this is the guy that at some point he's gonna collapse the economy. He's gonna bring in the mark of the beast. I believe he will be the trigger for World War III. I believe that. civil unrest, civil war, uprising of the people. Revelation 17-16, and then it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. And that's what you're saying right now. NATO and the EU is getting tired of America. And I've seen, there's little, you got to watch like BBC. You got to watch like the news outside of the U.S. Maybe I forget what it's called. WION, WION. You got to watch some news outside of the U.S. Of course, RT, Russia Today, but it's kind of getting to that place where Trump has isolated the U.S. and said, "Fuck y'all, we're America. I back Israel. We don't need y'all." Talking shit to Canada, talking shit to Mexico, trying to start a war with Venezuela, shitted on all of the European countries, basically told them they're going to hell. Right? So if you had to look around and say, well, who would do it? Who would be the one to start this shit? It would be Trump. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. That whore, America the Great. Right? America the Great. That great whore. These shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For Yahweh have put it in their hearts to fulfill his will. And that's very important. You need to understand that. This is the will of the Lord, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. And it's going to be carried out through his only begotten Son, Yahawashi. Every eye shall see him. He cometh with clouds. He cometh on a cloud. He cometh with cloud. Every eye shall see him. Every knee shall bow. What's coming, we're going to need divine intervention and deliverance from on high, because we're not going to be able to do this ourselves. So you have a lot of preppers, like the guy in the clip that I just played, telling you what to do to prepare for this. But there's nothing you can do to prepare for this except believe in the Lord, repent, get your heart, mind, spirit ready for what's coming. Leave the world behind, because the world has nothing to offer you. And no, there's no going back. There is no tomorrow, really. This place is really over. I tried to sit down and watch a goddamn football game over the weekend, and I was just like, this shit is so fake, so staged, so phony. I could barely, I could see how fake and scripted it is. But just as Esau has a script, the Lord has a script too. Therefore, we have the Holy Scriptures.